Hey guys, just a unplanned review today. In this episode, we're just going to go through the Shinemate EB212. This is my experiences with it. Funnily enough, I was going to review this yesterday when I actually received it, and I took it out of the box and I just started using it without reading the instructions, and I started the review, and I was like, you're a peanut, mate, like, because you were just getting... I was working out everything on the fly, so I thought I'll use it for a little bit, I'll come back in the morning, and then I'll give it a bit more of a fair review, because it wasn't smart to just try and do it off the fly and actually not read the instructions, because I got it pretty wrong. So we're just going to go over that in this episode, and we're probably going to compare it mostly to my Flex. But also to the Merca, because to the untrained eye, this looks obviously, almost identical to what the Merca looks like. And in saying that, I was going to buy the Merca late last year. I was trying to look for a good deal on Black Friday, and it just wouldn't, nothing really came up, and I asked a few people around locally, and there was nothing available, or there was no trade pricing, anything like that. So I sort of left it, and I just persisted with the Flex. And the reason why I say that is because my Flex, that is a great machine. It's probably one of my best machines, the PXE80. I could never fault this machine. The only thing I can fault with is it's probably the batteries are starting to sort of not last as long, and that's when you're having to sort of flip them over more often than not, you start to get a bit frustrated. So it's either due for batteries. So in saying that, so with the Flex, look, I've probably owned it, I can't remember how many years. It has to be 4+ easy, and so you get 2 batteries with that, and I've obviously, a couple of years later, bought another 2 batteries because those ones have died. And I reckon I've gone through, their backing plates don't last very long. You lose the grip on them quite frequently, which is, I don't think it's anything, that's minimal in terms of how the machine performs, what it does. But yeah, so I wanted to buy another 3-inch machine anyway, and I saw this pop up just coincidentally after doing the Roops review, and someone else had done a Roops review as well, and then I saw this and I thought, well, that looks sort of what I'm after, and the price is sort of what I'm after as well. So I thought I'd just jump on it quickly and grab one, because I like I said, I wanted to have a second machine, and I always like to buy the machine before something else dies or something goes wrong. So I grabbed it like a week ago, and what I did notice when I received it, so you get it in a nice, obviously a nice pack with charger, couple of pads, obviously the machine, and 1 battery. So I don't know why, I just assumed that it came with 2 batteries. So that is sort of, I think you need to factor that in if you are going to buy one of these, because 1 battery is never enough. You can't work for half an hour and then that battery goes on charge and you don't have something to replace it. So allow for an extra battery if you're going to buy one of these machines. So I've already because I only got this yesterday, and last night I jumped on Waxit and bought another battery straight away. So even saying that, with the extra battery, the machine is still great value. So I think in comparison, if I had to go buy another Flex, I think I'm in the 600s, like just over 600 for the full kit, but you get 2 batteries. And the Shinemate, depending on what sort of what payment terms you're on, this is sort of high 400s, I think, or low 500s, and plus the extra batteries, which is another sort of $90. So in comparison, you sort of, you know, sort of apples for apples, I guess, for price. There's not much major difference in that. Where the difference does come in, and what, just by using it for the last day or so, is I can't compare it to the Merkur side by side, but I have been able to use the Merkur at some point, and I can say it sort of compares in terms of feel. I think this one, the Merkur probably feels a little bit more balanced from memory, but I'm not going to go, I don't want to go in and say that's definite, but the best thing about this machine is, one, it's quiet, it is really well balanced, but most of all is comparing it to the Flex, which I can definitely compare it to because I use that machine every day, all day, and I have for the last 4 or 5 years, is the Flex, I would find you always have to run it on top speed no matter what. So no matter what you're doing, you have to run on, I mean, my thing's fallen off there, but you have to run it on the fourth speed to get it to do what you want to do. Now, with this Shinemate, you can pretty much do the same job at speed 2. So this has 6 speeds. So if you turn it on there, it actually only got 3 indicators, which obviously is for 2 speeds. So like the first one's obviously 1 and 2, and then you go up. And just using it yesterday was such a dream to use. Like, it's just so balanced. Yeah, it's just so comfortable. You can use it sort of, I always use the Flex because it's got such a small head. I will always find myself just putting my fingers central. So I was trying to keep the pressure central on the pad. And with this machine here, you can more so control it from the handle. Yeah, you can almost hold it like with one hand. Whereas the Flex, you sort of had to, you know, control it with 2. So yeah, I just think so far, with using this machine, like I'll just, like, how quiet is it? You know, I'll put it probably closer to the mic. Look, there's reviews on this about its weight, you know, its speed, and all the technical specs. I don't like to review a machine and just tell you the specs of it, because it's all about how it feels and how it works on the car. So, and that's what I like to try and do, is just say, you know, and then compare it to something that you might be already using. So that's why I didn't really want to go down the Merkur route, even though it looks like one. Like, just, you know, you can't tell me that doesn't look like the Merkur. And even though I've used one briefly, I don't want to go and say, yeah, this is, you know, exactly the same or feels the same, because, yeah, that's not right, unless you've been using a machine like that for a long time. But in saying that, the Merkur is like 1200 plus, and this is half the price. And I can tell you just from my experience that, you know, the only thing I can't comment on this is the longevity and how things are going to last. But, mate, even if it lasts, you know, half the time, you're paying sort of half the price. But I'm full confident this machine will last a while. Based on other people's experiences on Shinemate, they just reckon they just keep going and going. And I'm always a bit hesitant to use Shinemate. Like, I went down the Milwaukee route when we did the cordless machines, and that's only because I used Milwaukee in the shop. So I didn't want to have like another battery system. But when this one came up, I thought it was, it was just like the right price. It was, you know, it just looked like the right tool for what I was needing right now. So, yeah, I might just put I'll put one of their pads on there, and we'll just maybe run it up on the front of the Falcon here. I did find the Velcro being quite sticky as well, which is good. I don't know about the longevity of that, but only time will tell. One thing I did notice yesterday, and it was very, very obvious, is it gets hot. It does get way hotter than any other machine I've ever used. So I don't know how that is going to sort of, I don't know if that's sort of going to put pressure on the machine long term, if we keep doing that. And like yesterday, I used it, and I wouldn't say I was actually hammering it. I only used it, a handful of times. But yeah, I did find it get very hot very quick. So we'll just run it up here. We'll probably run it up in a couple of speeds. So what happens is, what I like about this too is you just double press the trigger for it to start. So it's just a simple, and that's on. You know what I mean? And so I hope you can hear, well, not hear, I suppose, how quiet it is. And then we'll just run it up at speeds. So that's even way, it doesn't even need to be that fast, you know what I mean? That's top speed. So we'll drop it. I think that's probably on 3 now, or 2. That's 1, 2, mate, more than enough. You know what I mean? So you can sort of like get an idea of how, you know what I mean, it's sort of, you can hold it, not that you're going to hold it one-handed, just probably, not holding it right as in, yeah, so there you go, guys. First impressions on this machine are very, very good. Like, I mean, I've been on a few podcasts. People ask me all the time. They message me in my Facebook page, Instagram, like when they see the Flex, and I've always said, mate, I've always loved the Flex. It's it's mint machine, and that was coming from the Roops LHR 75, I think, cordless machine. Like that machine's come out since I've had the Flex like once or twice, and that's maybe because my son's been here and I just wanted to keep going on with a second machine. Hence why I wanted to get a second cordless machine. If the two of us are working, so I didn't miss that cordless machine at all. So that, in terms of, if you go back to my my reviews on the bigger machines and trying to replace a cordless machine, they're not there yet. But the Flex was there like years ago. Like you could replace a cordless machine with this like easy, and hence why I used to love it, because the way I work, and you might work differently, but the way I work is I always like to have that on hand. So if I wanted to finish something, you know what I mean, I'm not running 2 cords and all that sort of thing. So that's why I love that PXE80 so much. So, and yeah, there is no negative feedback on that machine whatsoever, other than, like I said, backing plates, sort of lose their grip, probably a little bit too soon for my liking, and obviously, battery life, you do have to replace them if you want the longevity out of your runtime. So there does come to a point where you have to, look at that and consider. But I mean, that's going to be the same for everything, and I would assume it will be the same for this. What I'm hoping with Shinemate, and I'm pretty sure they'll be onto it pretty quickly, is they get a bigger battery for this, like the Merca has, and give a longer runtime, and obviously, yeah, that would be even a bigger bonus for this machine. But so far, like I said, I can't see, other than the heat on this machine, I've got a feeling this might have the same problem with backing plate losing grip over time. But honestly, guys, that doesn't bother me. The heat hasn't bothered me yet. It's more if it can sustain the battery life for a long period of time and maintain obviously those speeds and all that. Because if it if it runs the way it does and you get the battery life out of it, mate, this is an awesome machine. There's no even sort of, I still feel like I want to get a Merca just to try it, just to say, you know, is it really, you know, is it the same, is it not? I do think the Merca overall will be a better finished machine, and I think from memory it could be just a little bit more balanced, but yeah, I can't. Yeah, this is a great machine, great value, and yeah, I was worried that it was going to be good because it means, you know, do I go and try their bigger cordless machines too now? So, and on that, my Roops HLR15. Just watch this space because that saga isn't over yet. So I fingers crossed. I won't say anything about it yet, but we could be showing that machine again possibly. So if you're after one of these guys, yeah, I bought the machine just for the, you know, for those out there, not sponsored by Waxit, nothing like that. Just saw it, bought it, right time, right place, needed it, and like I said, I thought I'll jump on here quickly and give it the quick review, because if you're looking for one, yeah, I think our reviews are quite honest, and you know, we use things every day. So yeah, stick around and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks, guys.